Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm so excited to have you here. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that's aligned with my soul and is extremely important to many participants that I've come across over the years. How can you align with your soul and be guided every single day by your own deep inner wisdom? First, let's talk about what aligning with your soul means. It's that state where everything seems to flow. Your mind, your body, your spirit are moving in harmony with one another. You feel at peace, you feel in ease, and you are consistently making choices that resonate with your higher purpose. Living in alignment with your soul isn't about everything being perfect or everything going perfectly. It means knowing that no matter what is occurring is actually happening to help you out in some way, ultimately. It's about being in tune with who you are underneath the noise of daily experiencing. So the ways that I find alignment with my soul are varied. I don't meditate as much as I used to, but I do practice some breathing techniques, state of being, and energetic work. The second thing I tend to do is connect with my passions. A lot of that has to do with this work that I'm providing for you and creating more content, creating the membership site, but I also have external passions and hobbies. So there's many things that I'll tap into that are definitely in alignment with my higher self because they are returning to me the information that I am feeling good and I'm on the right path towards my own experiencing. When you're feeling good, when you're tuning into the things you already enjoy to do, you are absolutely in alignment with yourself. I'm very much someone who's come to trust my intuition, and I suggest you practice with this technique as well. When you're in a space of trusting what's coming through to you that perhaps your mind doesn't understand, you're in a space of trusting that information that is coming directly from your higher self. There's no better way to align with your higher self than actually listening to it. And it has many different languages and many different ways of contacting you. So go ahead and start trusting, or at least experimenting with trusting your intuition. If something is off, there's a good chance that that information is coming to you from your higher self, if not from an emotion such as fear, in which anyway, there's information coming to you from your higher self. It's not to say to get into a space of listening to your emotional state in terms of taking action upon the emotions. That's not the same as intuition. It's about getting into a state where you are trusting what is coming through you and allowing yourself to take aligned action with that trusting. And another way to align with your higher self is very, very practical. It is act as if your higher self would act. So get yourself in a position where you can tune into with your imagination, what would your higher self be doing right now? And then put yourself as well in a position of, okay, well, then I will act as my higher self would in this particular situation. We often know the difference between where we are acting from and what our higher self would do. So pay more attention to these aspects of yourself and attempt as much as possible to let go of what you are knowing to be your lower reactions and responses to your day-to-day living and come to experiences experimenting with what would my higher self do or what would love do. The last thing I'd like to say in terms of tips and tricks for aligning with your higher self is let go of what doesn't serve you. You do know already which beliefs are not helping you out. Those beliefs of low self-worth, those beliefs of unworthiness, those beliefs that start with I can't. All of these things are able to be let go of safely. Again, I'll use the keyword that I've been using throughout this video with experimentation and move into a space where you are gently, if need be, allowing yourself to let go of what you've already determined doesn't serve you anymore. This can also be on a very practical level. Declutter your spaces, get rid of that junk, forget about the what ifs. Those are all energies of holding on to and trying to protect yourself with things that you don't need. The other day, I was going through my desk drawer and tidying things up, and I came across 15 rubber erasers. I said to myself, well, these are practical, these are useful. It's a shame to throw them out. It's a shame to throw them away. I might need an eraser one day. Having an eraser around is a useful thing to have. If I make a mistake, I can fix the mistake. I did the whole talking to myself thing about why those erasers were sensible to keep. And then I remembered I never use pencils. It's time to let go of what isn't serving you. Your higher self knows. So now I'm going to do a channeling on the most common questions that Vagrein shares when talking about this topic. I have them here on my phone. I'm going to read them out and then splice them in with the editing afterwards. How do I know I'm truly aligned with my soul, or when I'm being led by my mind or ego? It is quite easy to align or know if you are aligning with your soul as opposed to your mind or your ego, because your first indication of such is your feeling state. The emotional guidance system is a barometer to tell you, or a compass to tell you, how far or close you are to your soul's intention, to your soul's understanding of a situation, a circumstance, or a experience that you are currently having. Emotions are therefore important because of the tool that they are to you. You will feel negative emotions when you are not aligned with your soul. You will feel positive emotions when you are, or what you perceive of as positive and negative emotions. You perceive of them this way in order to give you information about what your higher self, your inner being, or your soul is in relationship to what you are experiencing or what you are believing. We have said in the past that ego is the separation aspect of you, the aspect of you that does believe in something that is othering or other than yourselves. Action taken from ego does always have the hallmark of separation within it. So, if you are taking an action with the intention of some sort of result that does involve you in relation to experiencing, that places you in difference to experiencing, you do have some aspect of ego mechanism occurring within yourself. That said, however, your soul does not mind that you have an ego. In fact, you need an ego to be in existence in this now moment. You are not meant to shed an ego in order to be some enlightened being walking the earth. An enlightened being, a fully enlightened being who has not the perception any longer of separation, would have some difficulty in existing in your society, existing in the systems and structures that you currently have in place, and therefore, for as long as it serves, and it does still indeed serve, the ego is a practical aspect, and you will know that your soul agrees with this, because when you have the thought, I must shed my ego, you do feel quite poorly. You do feel like that is something that does not quite work or does not quite resonate with you. The statement, I can and I choose to accept the fact that there is some element of ego within me, and that the element of ego is serving me for my individuation, for the experiencing that I'm having in this current period on this planet, in this current life on this planet, you are feeling somewhat better. This is a perfect example of how you can focus any topic, focus any subject, and find where is the alignment with my soul, with my higher self, with my inner being. You can learn to trust that resonance frequency between where you are currently, whatever it is you are believing on a particular topic, subject, or experience or belief, and your soul's alignment with it. Your mind takes no action. You can, yes, pay attention to your mind and make choices that are action-based from the information that your mind is giving you. But your mind ultimately is a computer collecting data about your experience, your environment. It is not meant to make decisions for you. It is meant to inform you about your beliefs on what you are perceiving. It is meant for you to be able to process and recall and use information that has come to you from your environment, but it is absolutely useless as a decision-making aspect for you. So when you are weighing your pros and cons, and you are attempting to come to a decision from the mind, know that you are already in a space of deciding in that moment not to listen, or at least to make your listening more difficult on a soul level. Hold the information that comes into your mind gently. You do not need to grab onto any of it. Opinions, ideas, thoughts, ultimately beliefs, do make your life quite difficult. Allow yourself to hold them gently and to listen beyond all of that information to what your inner being is telling you about that information. Perhaps you want to move to a new place, and it does not seem financially responsible. We hear that term a lot. It does not seem practical. It does not seem logical. Fair, it might not be. But beyond all the information you have gathered about how it is impractical, how it is unlogical, how it does not make sense, with an S or a C, you are also simultaneously gathering more and more information about your faith in the universe, your faith in yourself. You are gathering more information about your desire, the fact that that is something that is coming through you, your belief about what is possible and what is not. Information about yourself and how much you truly do choose to align with your inner being or not. Nobody said aligning with your inner being was going to be easy, practical, sensible. It is not. But it is going to be safe. It is going to be the adventure of your life. It is going to be filled with challenges that will expand you beyond your wildest dreams. And ultimately, it is you. You aligning with your higher self and not separation or the mind means that you get to live your life, that magnificent, unique, once in all of existence opportunity. Adopt the belief that it is easy to align with your higher self. Adopt the belief that it is easy to know when you are in mind and when you are in ego and when you are aligned. Start there. Or it can be easy. And for now, we will leave you with the light and the love of 1,000 suns. A 9-9. Hi. Okay, so in creating this video, I've edited it out, but there were 15 pressing questions on this topic. And Vagrein has chosen for the moment to answer only the first one. So what I'm thinking is this might end up being one of those situations where there are going to be many videos that elaborate on this concept, that share more on this concept. And it is my pleasure and honor to eventually be able to bring you all of them. Remember that aligning with your soul is not just a one-time thing that you're going to get done today after you watch this video and it'll be done forever. It's an ongoing and fascinating, beautiful journey. I think that it's actually one of the main reasons why we came here, just to see if and how much we could align with that inner being that we are. How much can we hold on to our true nature, our true isness, while having this crazy roller coaster experience of being human? That's a question each and every one of us is getting to ask ourselves every day. And I feel so blessed to be able to be on that crazy experience, roller coaster journey, and see day by day and witness day by day. Am I able to align, and how much? And was today a day in which I'm judging myself as successful, or a day in which I'm judging myself as a failure? And even, is that aligned with my inner being? Is that aligned with my soul? So these are great questions to ask. There are going to be moments, there are going to be days, there are going to be months maybe where you are pulled off course, where you do find yourself in that loop of mind or ego or negative emotion or just a slump. And I think that the important thing in those moments is to come back to having self-compassion, come back to having self-love, and going easy and beautifully gently on ourselves, because that is actually also aligning with how your higher self sees the situation. You're allowed to have an off day. You're allowed to have an off experience. You're allowed to have an off month, year, decade. And your inner being is always going to be there, loving you, guiding you, listening to you, holding you, and spending all of its magnificent divine energy in participating in your own unique life experience. If you found this video helpful and you found this format helpful and you like this sort of thing and you want to hear the other 14 questions that were shared for Vagrein to answer on this particular topic, and you want to hear what Vagrein has to say about those, then do leave a comment, like, subscribe, and share this video. Why not with your family and friends, so that they too can have the experience of enjoying a Vagrein session. Until next time, keep shining, my bright and lovely, beautiful souls, and I'm sending you all my love for an absolutely wonderful day. Bye-bye.